Right now, one Australian capital city has a 100% chance of heavy rain tonight. 100%. Roads will flood, drains will overflow, and if you are in that city and you do not prepare in the next few hours, you could be in serious trouble. But here is the twist. Just 2,000 kilometres away, another capital is sitting under perfectly clear skies with zero chance of rain. Zero. That is Australia on Sunday, the 8th of February, 2026. One country, two completely opposite weather emergencies happening at the exact same time. And if you do not know which side of that line your city falls on, you need to stay right here. In the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through every single major city in Australia, one by one, with exact temperatures, exact storm timing, and exact rainfall numbers, so you know precisely what is heading your way tonight. And here is your first reward for sticking around. If you are anywhere in Queensland right now, pay very close attention at around the 3-minute mark, because there is a storm timing detail for Brisbane that could save your outdoor plans tonight. And for everyone watching, I am going to reveal at the 5-minute mark which city is about to get absolutely hammered worse than anywhere else in the country, and exactly what time the worst of it hits. Do not skip ahead. The details leading up to it matter. Now drop a comment right now telling me which city you are watching from. I will make sure I cover your area in detail. Let us get into it. We start with Sydney. New South Wales tonight is sitting at around 25 degrees during the day, easing back to 21 overnight. That sounds comfortable, right? Here is what most people do not realise. February is one of Sydney's wettest months. The city averages 86.2 millimetres of rain spread across 23 rainy days. That is almost every single day getting some form of rainfall. And the 8th of February sits right in the early month window when daily rainfall averages 5.8 millimetres. Translation, showers can pop up out of absolutely nowhere tonight. But here is the part that might surprise you. Humidity is only sitting at about 50%. That is not the sticky, oppressive heat you might expect. Winds are blowing at a gentle 24 kilometres an hour, giving you that beautiful harbour breeze. And the ocean temperature right now is 23.1 degrees, which is absolutely stunning for an evening swim. So Sydney tonight is a bit of a gamble. Warm, pleasant, gorgeous conditions, but with a sneaky chance of rain rolling in without warning. My advice? Chuck a light jacket in your bag, throw the umbrella in too, and go enjoy your Sunday night. Just keep one eye on the sky. Now, before I move on, remember what I said about one city copping a 100% chance of rain? We are about to get to that city right now. Canberra, the national capital. And folks, this is where things get serious tonight. The chance of rain on the 8th of February in Canberra is 100%, not 60, not 80, 100. We are talking heavy rainfall, proper bucketing down, the kind of rain where you absolutely do not want to be caught outside without cover. Here is what makes this even more unusual. Temperatures today in Canberra have only reached between 17 and 19 degrees. For February, that is shockingly low. The average for Canberra in February is far higher than that. What this tells us is that a nasty weather system has parked itself directly over the capital, and it is not going anywhere tonight. Canberra sits about 600 metres above sea level deep inland. It normally gets massive temperature swings in summer, hitting 40 degrees during the day, then dropping to 15 at night. But tonight, that thick blanket of cloud is trapping everything in. Temperatures are barely moving, and the rain is doing all the talking. Here is the critical timing. The heavy rain is hitting Canberra right now, and it will continue all through Sunday night. The worst of it is expected during the overnight hours. Flash flooding is a genuine risk, especially around Lake Burleigh, Griffin, and in the lower lying parts of the city. Do not attempt to drive through floodwater. If it is flooded, forget it. Stay home tonight if you possibly can. Now, here is the good news. Monday the 9th is looking dramatically better. Temperatures bounce back up to 26 over 15, and the chance of rain drops all the way down to just 24%. So hang tight, Canberra. You just need to get through tonight. Do not go anywhere, because we still have Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Darwin, Hobart, Cairns, and the Gold Coast to cover. And do not forget, at the 5-minute mark, I am revealing which city cops the absolute worst conditions in the entire country tonight. Melbourne, the city where you experience 4 seasons in one day. Tonight, the high sat at 24 degrees, dropping to 18 overnight. Cooler than Sydney, which makes sense given Melbourne sits further south. But the headline in Melbourne tonight is the wind. Southerly breezes at 20 kilometres an hour coming straight up through Bass Strait, carrying cool air that makes it feel several degrees colder than the thermometer says. If you are heading to the Yarra or South Bank, bring a jacket. The chance of rain sits at 53 to 54%. Classic Melbourne. Could rain, might not. Flip a coin. Sea temperatures peak in February at 18.8 degrees. Cooler than Sydney, but still swimmable. Though with that southerly blowing, a beach visit is probably not the best call tonight. My standing advice for Melbourne, carry an umbrella every time you leave the house. Now we fly north to Brisbane, and this is the part I told you to pay attention to if you are in Queensland. Brisbane on the 8th of February is a completely different world compared to Melbourne or Canberra. The temperature is peaking at 28 degrees with a low of 22. But even after sunset, Brisbane stubbornly hangs on to the warmth, sitting at 23 to 25 degrees into the evening, wrapped in that trademark subtropical humidity. You will feel the sticky heat clinging to you even after dark. Here is the critical number. February rainfall in Brisbane averages 172.3 millimetres across more than 20 rainy days. That means roughly 2 out of every 3 days are getting rain. And here is the storm timing detail I promised you. In Brisbane during February, tropical showers tend to pop up in the evening hours, often arriving with virtually no warning. Massive lightning displays light up the sky, rain hammers down for anywhere from 10 minutes to a couple of hours, and then it clears out just as fast as it arrived, leaving that warm, muggy air behind. So if you have a barbecue planned tonight, and let us be honest, what self-respecting Queenslander does not have a barbecue on a Sunday? Have a backup plan to move everything undercover at short notice. Make sure your car is under a roof, bring in anything loose from the backyard, and check your gutters and drains are clear. One more thing for the water lovers. Sea temperatures around Brisbane are sitting at 27 degrees right now. That is like warm bath water. Absolutely gorgeous for a swim. Just remember, this is also box jellyfish season in northern Queensland waters, so stick to the netted areas. Now, we make the massive trek across the outback to Perth, and this is where the story flips completely on its head. If you want the perfect Sunday evening in Australia tonight, Perth is the place to be. February is actually the driest month of the entire year in Perth. The city averages only 2.1 days of rain and a grand total of just 9 millimetres for the whole month. To put that in perspective, Brisbane gets nearly 20 times more rain than Perth in February. The chance of rain in Perth tonight is virtually zero. Daytime temperatures in Perth push up to 35 to 38 degrees in February, but because of the low humidity, it does not feel anywhere near as oppressive as 28 degrees in Brisbane. Once the sun sets, Perth cools nicely to 20 to 23 degrees in the early evening, continuing down to 18 to 20 by midnight. And then there is the star of the show, the Fremantle Doctor, that legendary sea breeze rolling in off the Indian Ocean every afternoon, bringing sweet relief after a scorching day. Whether you are dining along the Swan River, walking Cottesloe Beach at sunset, or sitting on a rooftop bar in Northbridge, Perth tonight is going to be sensational. Clear skies, brilliant stargazing conditions. If you have a telescope gathering dust, tonight is the night. Adelaide. South Australia Elegant Capital is offering a similar deal to Perth tonight. Hot, dry Mediterranean summer perfection. Average February high at 26 degrees, overnight low around 17. Rainfall minimal at just 43 millimetres across roughly 2 rainy days. Tonight is almost certainly bone dry. Light winds, clear skies. But here is the one thing I need to flag for Adelaide, the heat wave factor. February is when Adelaide regularly cops days above 40 degrees. And even though temperatures drop significantly after sunset, residual heat can make things properly uncomfortable indoors without air conditioning. On extreme days, overnight lows can still sit at 25 to 28 degrees. So drink plenty of water, take it easy on any physical activity, and please keep a close eye on the elderly and the little ones. Now, here is the 5-minute mark, and I promised you I would reveal which city cops the absolute worst conditions in the country tonight. It is not Canberra, even though Canberra is getting hammered with rain. The answer is Darwin. Darwin in February is the absolute peak of the wet season. The locals simply call it the wet. Temperatures barely shift between day and night. During the day, 32 to 33 degrees. Overnight, hardly below 25. Humidity peaks at 78%, the highest of the entire year. Your shirt sticks to your back and the sweat simply will not evaporate. Here is what makes Darwin worse than Canberra tonight. Evening thunderstorms are practically guaranteed. These are not garden variety showers. Massive tropical storms with enormous lightning shows, powerful wind gusts and torrential rain that dumps more water in 10 minutes than some cities see in a week. The pattern is always the same. Gorgeous red sunset. Sky turns black in 5 minutes flat. Storm clouds roll in. Then the heavens open like someone turned on a fire hose. It might last 10 minutes or a couple of hours, but it is always intense. Stay away from open areas during lightning. Get indoors when you hear thunder. Watch for flash flooding on roads. Not far from Darwin, Cairns is dealing with almost identical conditions. February temperatures average 31 degrees during the day and 26 overnight. The thermometer barely moves in the evening, sitting at 27 to 28 with extreme humidity. Monthly rainfall averages 123 millimetres. The ultraviolet index hits 7, the highest of the year, so even late afternoon needs sun protection. Anyone visiting for the Great Barrier Reef should contact their tour operator to check sea conditions tonight. The Gold Coast tonight sits between Brisbane and Sydney. Temperatures around 26 to 28 degrees, easing to 22 to 24 in the evening. Humidity is manageable and any evening showers will be short and sharp. Great conditions for Surfers Paradise, Broadbeach or Burleigh Heads tonight. Newcastle and Wollongong will see similar conditions to Sydney. Newcastle may be a degree or two warmer with stronger sea breezes. Wollongong matches Sydney-esque temperatures with slightly higher humidity. Both have a reasonable chance of evening showers. Now we cross Bass Strait to Hobart. Tasmania's capital brings a completely different feel. The average February high only reaches 22 to 23 degrees. And once evening arrives, the mercury drops to 13 to 15 degrees. Sea temperatures sit at just 16.5 degrees. Brisk, to say the least. The southerly winds carry cool subantarctic air, giving Hobart a distinctive crisp edge. Dress in layers. Start the evening in a t-shirt, but have a jacket ready because you will need it as the night wears on. Right, let me tie this all together. Across Australia tonight, nationwide average temperature sits at about 22.8 over 19.8 degrees, winds averaging 25.6 kilometres an hour, rainfall of 12.3 millimetres, and humidity around 74.6%. But those averages hide extraordinary diversity. Here is your quick guide for tonight. If you are in Canberra, stay home. Heavy rain all night with flash flood risk. If you are in Sydney, grab the umbrella but enjoy your evening. Showers might pop up but will not hang around. If you are in Melbourne, be ready for anything. 50-50 chance of rain and a decent southerly breeze. Classic Melbourne. If you are in Brisbane, Cairns or Darwin, brace for tropical storms, lightning and humidity that will have you changing your shirt twice. If you are in Perth or Adelaide, you have hit the jackpot. Near perfect summer evening, dry as a bone, pleasantly warm, clear skies all the way. If you are in Hobart, rug up. Summer nights in Tasmania are cooler than most people expect. Now here is what I need from you. Drop a comment below telling me exactly where you are watching from, not just the city. Tell me your suburb, your town, your region. Your comments help me know where to focus in upcoming localised forecasts. And speaking of what is coming next, Monday the 9th is shaping up to bring a dramatic shift for several cities. Canberra's rain clears, but a new weather system building in the west could change everything for Perth and Adelaide by midweek. I will have the full breakdown with exact timing in the next video. Do not miss it because the midweek forecast has a surprise I genuinely did not expect when I first saw the data. Check the Bureau of Meteorology at bom.gov.au for real-time updates, and I will see you in the next forecast. Stay safe.